How can I say? I have what is known to be a testimony.
Today, all right?
As you can see, I got some new sounds, and I'm trying to choreograph myself around them. We need to go back to our mantra. Just everybody need to say, "I'm that nigga." So I'm just trying to get accustomed to my new sound effects. Okay. I wasn't ready for that. That was the most energy I exerted all day. Forgive me, darling. Okay. This testimony is deep, honey. Y'all ready to go deep? This morning, I do what I always do, and I checked my bank account. I was attempting to set my daily goals based upon the compensation of yesterday, and my account was overdrawn $20,000. Now, that might sound like a lot to you. It was definitely a lot to me. And I have to give a testimony on maturity. When I saw the number, my heart didn't even drop. I literally went into myself and I said, the Spirit of the Lord goes before me and makes plain and perfect my way. I didn't have an ounce of anxiety. At first, I thought something was wrong with me because anybody else, you'll be like, oh my God, like my life is over. My life is ruined. I was calm. I was cool. I was collected. And I called my accountant. That was the first thing that I did. And she gave me the steps to do. I called the bank. The bank tells me that it's the IRS trying to garnish funds. And to call them. So I get on the phone with the IRS. Right? Simple fix. All of my bills are on auto pay. They did not send me the electronic form to continue with the payment plan that I use to catch up on my taxes, even though my current taxes are indeed current. All they had to do was send me the form. I signed electronically on the dotted line. I sent it back to them within an hour. My account is restored the way that it's supposed to. When it was over, I just was thinking in reverence, not only about the Beyonce thing that we saw last night, okay, because that was very prevalent on my mind, and I was working this out, and then I went live with you and told you about what the hell was going down. I thought back to when I first got an accountant. And I was completely oblivious of taxes. I didn't know how to pay. I didn't know any of this stuff. And I was so out there on a whim that I would freak out at anything. Okay? I've always had a job since I was 14 years old. Taxes are automatically taken out and you get a refund. You know what I'm saying? So becoming an entrepreneur, you gotta file your own taxes. You got to pay your own taxes. You got to save for your own taxes so it doesn't get overboard. Well, the first 3 years I was making money, I was making good money, but I didn't know nothing about that. So at that point, and you can ask my accountant, because when I went to Atlanta to meet her, she was a client at first. Her name is Chan Hai. Morrison and Associates is my accounting team. So shout out to Chan, who's actually becoming a really cool friend. She started off as a client as well. She started doing my hair and doing my taxes simultaneously. Well, I go down there to Atlanta and I start crashing the fuck out because this number is so big. Like, you see this number and you're like, how the fuck do I owe all of this? And I only got this amount in my account. I didn't have the understanding, right? So when this situation happened, I'm just noticing how I'm behaving in it. Didn't get swayed, didn't get intimidated. And honestly, one of the thoughts that I had, which is scary to me, I said, whew, I'm broke again. Isn't it so crazy how being abundant is uncomfortable when you finally get there? That it's a relief to know that something like this could just take it all away. I was like, whoo, back to being broke. Almost like I'm more comfortable in that space. And I'm clocking myself as I'm thinking about this. I'm like, what? First of all, I'm thinking like, why am I not upset? The second thing was like, why was I more comfortable with my bank account looking less than more? You see what I'm saying? So my testimony is on myself. Bitch, look how far we done came. And now that I know that I have that vibration in me, I can ambitiously work to being adjusted to those figures that I'm accustomed to seeing in my bank account. It was almost like a comfortable feeling, like, oh, okay, I'm used to working with overdraft, but I'm not used to working with what I have. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm debating whether I want to spend this amount of money on going to a concert when I'm dropping down at least 20. The same amount that they garnish for me is the same amount I'm dropping on myself for my. You don't know if you've grown until you've been tested. And I'm being tested like a motherfucker right now. Like I told you last week, it was test dealing with people. Romance, platonic, and business. Now it's a test on let's tighten up the bag. Make sure that you paying your bills on time. Making sure that auto pay is going through. Bitch, because I don't think about bills. I make money. You take what you need and the lights stay on. Every quarter I pay taxes because I have a great accounting team that monitors my stuff using QuickBooks. So every purchase that I make automatically get filed. You know what I'm saying? But this goes out to anybody who is accustomed to making money traditionally. You got to go the extra mile when you open up a business. I promise you, you want to make sure that you got your tax understanding down. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that everybody in the world owed the IRS. Current and you pay it off at the end of the year, or whether you accumulate debt that they're going to make you pay over time. Everybody in the world owe them. But I was always raised to not have debt. Always, right? So I got my first credit card in 2019. I take that back. I got a credit card behind my mother's back when I moved to LA, and I maxed that shit out on the way there. My mama always taught me to have it. Don't borrow it from nobody. She always taught me, if you need something, come to me, which was different because I was adopted and I'm used to having my needs met and not asking for shit. You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to render this testimony. I don't know if it's a word in there, but maybe it's a word on maturity. When you mature to the point where you're unaffected by the ways of the world, baby, you a bad motherfucker. Been recognizing my own growth recently. I mean, because you live the experience, you don't see it. But it's like the dry bagging I talked about yesterday. But this shit crazy, bro. Like the same tactics that was used before to try to get me to compensate you, and it would have worked 3 years ago. It's not working no more. I'm actually looking at you like you're pathetic at this point. It's this desperation. It's just not cute. It's just not cool no more. I don't want that no more. And You don't see how much you've grown until you test it. And I think that what's happening is God is showing me the growth on myself, me being able to recognize it for myself so that I can emerge in all of my divinity. On May the 20th, I come out the cocoon in New York City with my beautiful audience, and everything is reserved, and I'm ready to send you a text message. In that moment, last thing I'm going to say, in that moment, the first thing I did was pray. I said, the Spirit of the Lord goes before me and makes plain and perfect my way. The second thing I did after I got a sense of relief is I said, everything happens for me. What is this for? Right? What is this for? Why am I experiencing this right now? Tighten up. Everything. Tighten up your boundaries, tighten up your business, tighten up your money flow, do checks and balances on what you paying. Because again, all my shit on auto pay, I don't know how much I pay in bills every month. I don't even know everything I'm subscribed to. Because I'm telling you, my focus is on y'all all the time. And when I had a staff, I told them, I want everything taken care of, so all I need to do is focus on my girls. That is all encompassing. You know what I'm saying? So, in the level that we're going to, we need to tighten up everything. Everything, motherfucker. Because this inventory that I got today, I opened one box, I looked at my products, and they could be sold in any luxury brand store imaginable. I know this is going to be the chain that breaks the camel's back, so I don't have to continue to force my energy out there to make money. Again, I'm rich, but I'm not wealthy. Wealthy people don't have to work. Bitch, if I stop working, I stop eating. But I would rather be a slave to my own creation than a slave to somebody else's. 5 years, I have a 5-year plan. I'm retiring at the age of 40, and I'm entering into politics. In order to make that happen, there has to be a lot of elevations that happen rapidly, and you got to catch up to your own maturity. And after this experience I had this morning, 20 bands, bro. This ain't no 2 bands. This ain't no let me just catch up on the payment plan. Y'all tried to snatch the whole goddamn cake. Say, don't go in there talking about your finances. And I say, I have to, because people feel this shit. They want to be here. So let me give you a cheat sheet as I'm experiencing it. So when you start your business and you start making more money than I'm making right now, you'll be prepared and you won't have to face this shit no more. See, I'm of the people. But let me put this into perspective for you. 20 bands for me is like 7 bands for the average person. You understand? I understand I'm blessed, but at the same time, I work hard as fuck. Going back to another point, a lesson that I learned last week. The same motherfucker that called me lazy slid off into my DMs asking for some money with that contest I dropped. Then, when I give him a little extra money for the yard work you're doing, motherfuckers turn around and ask me to buy my damn car. Test pass. You ain't get shit from me, bruh. And that shit's disrespectful. And it also re-emphasizes how people view me. You view me as a lazy, rich nigga who don't work very hard. Feeble-minded motherfuckers. If only you knew.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming?
That is people's impression. That is people's impression of me. It is what it is. I think that's people's impression of influencers. That's people's impression of people who don't have to show up to work, like go somewhere to do the job. Nigga, I've been working since I was 14 years fucking old. I ain't stopped a day in my motherfucking life since. And if the style of my work has you envious, then work harder. You don't get here by just sitting on your ass. Okay, you get here by years of not getting paid and still being passionate about what you do. Like Jakari, Leonard Martin, just got a contract he signed in LA today. He been going hard ever since I started reading him, 8 years ago? And you just signed an LA contract in Hollywood? I keep up with you, Leonard, and I can't wait to cruise with you and for you to put me on that show you promised me, bitch.